Um, Hi everyone. I'm not able to see anybody right now. Can anyone type in some message that I am audible and you guys are able to see me? Oh, unable to connect to chat. I'm not sure. I can just see how many people. Oops. Okay, wait. Okay, yeah, okay, I am able to see it like this. Sorry, this is all new for me. I'm coming for the first time. So I'm just, okay. So, hi Maitreyi. Yeah, exciting first live task. Hi Atul. Hi Shri. Hi Sanjana. Hi Ragini. Um, uh, is Radha and Gauri too? Join in. Okay, that's great. That's great. So I'll just wait 2-3 minutes more. Maybe few more people can join in. So okay, Radha and Gauri are watching too. Hi Anita. Yes, Atul. Thank you for watching. Atul, let me introduce him. Atul is, we have been knowing each other about uh, 15, 20 years back from then. And he is a like exceptional harmonium player. And I have been associated with him past like 15, 20 years since I was doing my solos and all concerts. He used to always play accompany the harmonium section. So I'm so happy that I'm able to connect with all my old people once again through this technology. Hi, Ai. Yay. So my mother has also joined in. So I'm very happy because of all this. Array, always. It's a pleasure to have you. All this quarantine time, we all are like doing some or the other new things. Some are stuck with their family and just getting bored. So I'm always doing some or the other creativity just to bring in positivity in my life and as well as in others' life, those who like me. So I love it. And yeah, Raju and Charvi are also watching. That's great. Hi, Ajay. So nice to see you. Thank you for joining. आई तुला नीट दिसतंय ना? You can see me properly, right, mommy? I'm going to be, it's just going to be a very informal, what do you say, um, discussion. There is nothing okay, my daughter has joined in from upstairs. She's sitting up and she has joined the live, but she cannot come down. That's so funny. Yes, you're welcome, Ajay. So yeah, what I was saying is like it's going to be just a normal discussion. What I have experienced through my journey and how I interpret uh, any concept. So today's concept is about the Padhant, which is the most important, one of the most important aspect of Kathak repertoire. So hoping to give some shed some light on it, and you guys, if you want to write down some notes, keep a pen or pencil and just a reference book or something. Those who are new, of course, who are my students, they always hear my lecture, so hopefully they know by now what I am going to talk about. But for the new people who want to have some things to write, they can write it down through their notebook or anything. So I had to open this chat box. For me, YouTube is completely new because I have been coming live on Facebook and yeah, Facebook, not on Insta though. Planning to come. So, is anybody else? Okay, so as I said, Padhant is an important aspect of Kathak dance style, and I always feel that your pronunciation about not just about Kathak dance style, but about everything is very, very important. The more you have the speech clearer, you're able to communicate also nicely, and you can see the confidence in that person that, okay, that person is talking about something means that person has some confidence and some point valid about what he or she is talking. So that's why, and also Padhant is a very unique aspect of only Kathak dance style. Rest other dance styles, all the classical, Indian classical dance styles don't have this aspect. They will come on the stage, they will have an introduction about what they're performing as a gist. So they will talk about their invocation and then their technique if they're presenting or everything. And after that, when their performance actually begins, they never come in between and talk in between. So that's what I always, I am really, hi, Tanusri. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name right, though I'm going to talk about the Padhant, but some names are really not, I'm not able to speak. So whatever I can read, Tanusri. So good evening. Yeah, it's morning here, dear. So I'm in USA and it's 9 p.m. I guess in India. So yeah, Padhant is where we actually come on the stage as a Kathak dancer or a Kathakara. And hi, Aparna. And then we talk about that composition. So I have made few notes about what I'm going to talk about, the importance, how I developed as my Padhant style or my Padhant, what do you say, the strength of my Padhant or reciting any composition. Then actually I also wanted to tell that this particular concept, though I keep telling my students about this Padhant concept right from the day one of my class when they join in, but in particular right now, because we are just doing online classes, I was not able to tell them all the things in detail. So what happened was last week I was there. One writer is his name is Srinivas Narvekar, and he's a very good voice culture trainer and a writer, and of course a director also. But I was listening to his one session, and he was telling about the importance of the diction, the pronunciation, and how it has an importance in your day-to-day life also. So that's where all of a sudden it just came to me that maybe in my Tuesday Kathak task, I'm always dancing or giving some or the other challenges, and I'm not able to receive that. Are you guys also trying it or not? So thought about coming live so I can have an interaction directly with you guys and talk about this beautiful aspect and an important aspect about Kathak dance style. So we are going to talk about the importance, how you can develop it, and how you can put the right force, and how you can make any lay audience also understand that what you're actually, because sometimes then Indian classical dancing becomes very boring, even for Kathak, that because lay audience doesn't understand that what exactly you are talking about, or they don't understand the intricacies you're showing on the stage about the footwork or the spins or the expressions or anything. um, yeah, sure. I'll do someday. Yes, sure. Thank you for your suggestion. So, yeah. So that's where I thought that we need to talk about this. As I said, it's a unique concept. So you come on the stage, and while you're dancing, you have to hold your breath and come to the mic and talk about what the composition is. So I feel that when I am dancing, any audience can relate to my dance. Because I make them understand what I am going to present in front of them. So because any dance style has two components. One is tandav and one is lasya. In all the dance styles, you will find those things always coming back and forth. Even if you're doing hip hop or any other dance style, these two components, maybe their names are different in their style, but these components are always there, that tandav and the lasya. I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt in between and talk to my viewers also. Hi, Reena. Good to see you. So that's what it is. So I come up to the mic and talk about any composition. So there are so many compositions, right? Paran, Chakradar Paran, Tihai, Todas, Paranamad, Kavitta, so many parans which describe gods and goddesses. So I feel that you need to create that resonance and the atmosphere and build the audience. Otherwise, that audience is like probably nowadays just in the mobile, and they are just like, Walkman, what she's dancing, and we don't understand anything. So if you can create that entertainment and create that resonance and the vibrations, of course that person will look at you and will give you a loud applause also, because he or she will understand, um, listening to the tonal modulations. So that's why I say that it is tandav and lasya. So for example, if you want to say a paran, and you're coming and you don't have a classical audience, it's just a normal audience, and you come and talk to them, that how I am going to present this. Now if you just generally present, right, it's just normal. Yeah, of course they will be like, okay, she has something, she's saying not the regular bowls, not the regular composition, something else. But if you can give a refined toning to that composition, so for example, when you're reciting this particular natvari, now with that tikda dik dik thai, instead of saying tikda dik dik thai, if you start giving little vibration to it, tikda dik dik thai, tat thai, tikda dik dik thai, tat thai, tikda dik dik thai, ta thai, tat thai, ya thai, tat thai, tikda dik dik thai, tat tikda dik dik thai, tikda dik thai, tikda thai, ta thai, tikda dik thai, tikda thai, tikda thai, ta thai, tikda dik thai, 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 ta tha. So I'm creating tonal modulations up and down with my voice, going volume up and bringing it down. With that, when I'm saying tat thai tat thai tat thai tat thai ta thai tat thai ya thai tat thai tat thai tat, so that this is more strong. So you can say this is a tandav side of that composition. And if I go So this gives a little softer look, which means it's little bit, it's going on to the lasya section. And this was the tanda. So with the tonal modulations, of course, any audience can enjoy what you're dancing. So how do you bring more audience to the classical field? Is that's what my experience and my analysis is for so many years. That how do you make entertaining and make more enjoyable to the to all the audience. I'm just going to quickly go back to the chat session. Hi, Sunaina. So age is not the limit basically for any dance style, I would say. And of course, Kathak also you can learn at any age. You're still very, very young. You've just started your life. So it's absolutely a fine age to start on. And of course, you can find so many great gurus who will guide you throughout your journey and make you a better dancer. And you will come to know that you have so much strength of dancing. Thank you, Tanusri. Thank you. So as I said, so this particular composition, and as I said that you have to bring in that that vibration of the tigda dig dig. So instead of just saying tat, even if you have the tonal modulation with the tandav and lasya, if you're saying tat tat thai tigda dig thai tat tat thai tigda dig thai ta thai tat thai a thai tat thai tigda dig thai tat tigda dig thai tigda thai tigda thai tat thai tigda thai tigda thai tigda thai tat thai tigda thai 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 tat thai. Now I am having the same, but it is still not giving that impact of that particular composition. So if you can try like the dhatir kidatak. Dhatir kidatak is you can say this way also, and you can also say dhatir kidatak, dhatir kidatak, dhatir kidatak, dhatir kidatak. So you have to be more clearer on your speech section. So when I was young, I remember, like I mentioned, this Srinivas ji, who was having a session on Facebook, and he was talking about the diction and the pronunciation and how it is important, even if you're not born or brought up in India, because there the origin is Sanskrit, and even if you're not born, you have to make sure that you get that diction and the pronunciation, because it creates that vibration and the resonance. So for my students, I always like it's a strict rule. Without that, I don't teach them at all. I have, from the beginning, when they start coming to me at the first class, and when they start learning the theka, the dha dhin dhin dha dhin dhin dha tin tin ta trak dhin dhin dha, that itself has to be with a clear pronunciation. You cannot say da din da din, no, because it has h. So the h sound is ha. So I also give them an exercise where a lot of students have a problem reciting the H sound. So I introduce them to various exercises. Out of that, one is like they put the hand like this, and if they say ha, there has to be air blown on your palm. That means that H sound is coming out clearly. Ha, right? Or you want to say thai. So thai, when you say, you actually throw the air with that, your spit is also on your palm, but that's the right way. I mean, I'm not saying that thai like that, aisa nahi karna hai, because it is like you're disturbing the entire class then, because of spitting up in the class. But it has to be thai. So the H, the air, and has to be blown in such a way that the H sound is heard. So you can say ha, ha, like that, or the thai with the H sound like that. So I make them do various exercises which helps them, not completely, but they are, of course, because that's the reason they are the students, and they keep learning like that. And keep improvising. So when they say dhas, a lot of students start saying da. Da is not the word, you say tiga da, but or sometimes there are words which goes tiga dha, but usually if you see, it is tiga da diga dig. So likewise, the dha dhin dhin dha is the basic theka, right? जैसे तबला players होते हैं, वो लोग भी, if you see, they will first play only the theka. With the vocalist also, they will first start with the sa. If the sa only is not correct, the teacher will not teach them any other sargam or alankar or any thoughts. And likewise with the tabla players, they will not start with any other details of kaida, rela or anything. They have to get the dha, din or na, din, din, na. Because that din creates that resonance with the playing part and with that sound also, right? The resonance is created. And likewise with the vocalist, that they are saying the sa, so that sa creates the atmosphere, the environment, and the mood for the vocalist and the audience to start the song. That's the same thing we apply in Kathak dance style while we are doing the Padhant. This is my interpretation. So how I developed my this Padhant aspect was, I still remember, that's why I've written the points so that I don't forget anything, and I want to share as much as I can with you all. So when I was young, I am a Mumbai-kar, so originally based in Mumbai. So we all have a different language of Mumbai, Amchi Mumbai. So it's a very slang and a very bindas language. So I never paid attention actually to the diction because it's just there in your house. I am fortunately and blessed to be in the musical family, that my grandfather was a vocalist, classical vocalist, and of course when I was born he was not there. He passed away long before I was born. But being in the musical background, I always had the exact pronunciation and the exact diction to talk about anything. So because my father also used to play tabla, my mother used to like singing, and of course the classical whole thing was there. So it was not a big thing for me to have that diction or the pronunciation. But of course, being a Mumbaikar, we have that slang language and, just talk anyhow. But when I came into Kathak and I started understanding that these compositions, they create so much fun. So then I started paying attention to each and every composition. And I still remember when I used to go out for any concerts or the events, I was always lucky and blessed to have my accompanist as Pandit Kalinath Mishra ji, and he used to always accompany me for my solo or for our group presentations. And I still remember when I used to go and travel with these all great accompanists. He used to teach us, while in the train. Now, what to do in the train? Just sitting here and there and just, gossiping and having fun. He used to always start coming up with some different words, and that's where it got into me, that I was really fascinated that how he says dig 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 dig. So I was saying tik da dig dig tik da dig dig tik da dig dig tik da, and he was saying tik da dig dig tik da dig dig tik da dig dig. Then I asked him that how do you vibrate that dig dig? So he said that it's of course practice. A lot of practice is needed. You cannot just get it in one day or the other. But you have to keep trying. Like tik da dig dig, you have to take your tongue and go up and down, like that. So if you keep trying on it, you will somewhat. He gave so many compositions, and that's where I started playing with those compositions. And then I said that yes, I'm probably getting some of it. After practicing for years, now I'm like, okay, now I got the exact point of it, and I know how to recite a particular composition. Like for example, I always love that paran, and I always say that paran because it just gives you that whole mood. So this paran means basically you have to be very powerful when you're reciting. But at the same time, I feel that it has its softness also, and you need to make it enjoyable to the audience. So this is how my interpretation about that particular paran is. Now, for example, when you're reciting a Ganesh paran, if you take, कितने सारे गणेश परण हैं, ऐसा नहीं है कि ये एक ही परण होता है, बट व्हाट आई हैव लर्नड, और लाइक आई हैव आल्सो कंपोज सो मेनी गणेश परण, बट दिस इज वन which I always love, like Gananam Ganapati Ganesh, and this is Pandit Kishan Maharajji's Ganesh Paran also. He played, and actually the bowls were alive through his tabla. So how do these legends make this? It's of course with the practice, and they also work on analyze how to develop that. You cannot get it in just one night, overnight, that I will just start playing or I'll just say it and I will get it. So Gananama Ganapati Ganesh Lambodara Sohe Bhujachara Ekadant, right? So if this composition is played, and like I always make fun of my students sometimes, just to be, just to bring in that laughter and make them understand what exactly it is. If you're saying Gananama Ganapati Ganesh, these words itself create so much positivity in the atmosphere, and it gives you that aura. Gananama Ganapati Ganesh Lambodara Sohe Bhujachara Ekadant Chandrama Lalatarazi. Correct? So if you are reciting and students don't get it in the first go, Gananam Ganapati Gani, I'm like, no. This has to be Indian Ganapati. So how do you bring in that? So the sounds which you're saying, I had attended one workshop, जैसे श्रीनिवास जी बता रहे थे उस सेशन में, like that I had attended long time back when I was young, one workshop about, he was also a writer, and he had written a very nice play, good play for Rajeshri Shirke and Vaibhav Aryakar sir, and I was performing along with them, and it was just mind-blowing the way he was talking. So I attended his workshop. He was talking the same about the diction, and hi Chetan, nice to see you, oh my god. So he was talking about the diction and the pronunciation, how to, and he gave us like, exercises again, that how to bring in that exact speech or pronunciation of those words. So he asked us to put a pen. Even you can try it, it's never late, you can always keep developing your skills all the time. I still do it. So you put a pen in your mouth horizontally, or a pencil. Make sure you don't eat or you don't swallow anything from there. Just be careful about using all these techniques. So you put a pen or a pencil and try to read a newspaper. And I would say Marathi or Hindi, not English. Try to read that first and then go on to the English. Because I feel English is a sub-language of Sanskrit. Like it has developed, like Marathi and Hindi and all these languages. Sanskrit is the root of all the languages. So if you can try, now Sanskrit becomes very hard, even I cannot read it. So maybe your own mother tongue, if you try to read it, Marathi, Hindi, or any other, Bengali, or Tamil, or anything, any language, but start with the Indian languages, because Indian languages, I feel, have more stress on saying each and every word. And other languages, what I have experienced, that especially English doesn't emphasis on those particular diction or the pronunciation. So if you put it on and say it Gana very, very slowly, very, very slowly. You cannot try to recite like that, you cannot do that. It is just an exercise. So that's why I said that reading a newspaper might be a very good option. So you put it in your mouth and you try reading the entire newspaper or a paragraph to begin with, then try. And you will come to know in a week that your speech has become very, very clear. And that's how I have developed. I have tried doing it. It is extremely hard. It doesn't come to you. You start going, all these things happen, but you have to keep continuing, and some or the other day you will get into it. So that's how I learned that was the another way I learned my pronunciation and diction. So going back to the Ganesh Paran, so Gana Nama Ganapati Ganesh Lambodara Sohe. Now, if you're saying it, Gana Nama Ganapati Ganesh Lambodara Sohe, it just doesn't give you that impact. Though it is not related to any religion or anything, those words give you that positivity. So you have to bring that's the goal of an artist or any artist, right? To come on the stage and bring in the positivity and the happiness. And if you can feel it, only then the audience can feel it. If you don't feel it, audience is not going to feel it. So if you just keep saying da din din da din गणानाम गणपति गणेश लम, तो ये तो एकदम मतलब कोई एक जस्ट मार्चिंग चल रही है और उसमें हम बस गा रहे हैं सबके साथ में कोरस में. That's how it feels. If you try and bring in that uniqueness, that gana naam ganpati ganesh lambodar su bhujachara ekadant chandrama lalatara ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश तालदे ध्रुवपद गावे अति विचित्र गणनाथ आ मृदंग बजा धागड़ गड़ गड़ धा. So those bowls itself create so much resonance and so much positivity, because I always feel when I'm doing any composition, I feel about that composition. Another important thing about, I always tell my students about the Padhant aspect is you have to feel that composition. First thing is you copy your guru, that how that guru is reciting, correct? Okay, she is emphasizing these particular goals, let me also emphasize that. But after a while you need to analyze it on your own, that how you are feeling about that composition. I am feeling you might feel the opposite way. It is up to you that how you want the tonal modulation and how you want to interact with your audience. It also depends on the audience. If it is a lay audience, you have a different thinking process in your mind. If it is a very like maestros are sitting or dignitaries are watching your performance, then it will be a different concept in your mind. Of course, the presentation also changes according to the audience, but it depends on your feeling, that what you're feeling about that composition, and that's how it has to be in your dance also. Then if you feel that composition while reciting, you can bring in the same emotions in that composition also. So I am feeling like a beautiful girl, or just a cute girl who is playing or something, and then she's getting annoyed with her friends. मेरा ही सुनना है, मैं जैसे खेलूंगी वैसे ही आपको भी खेलना. So see, all of a sudden the story starts coming out. I did not decide this. I have always danced this as a technical composition. While in front of you, I'm just getting that story because I'm feeling that composition right now. That I feel that this is how it can be turned into that shape of expressions, and that's how your expressions also start developing when you're dancing, because you feel inside. So this is my another aspect about reciting the compositions. And as I said, this tabla, pakhwaj, or vocalist, we all have our own bhasha, our own language. And as we say that music has its own language. So that language you need to understand. Like we have German, Spanish, French. I always tell my students, and always they laugh at me about this particular. Yes, thank you, Chetan. It's fine, Nare. It's okay, whatever you can. So I was saying about like different languages you have, Spanish, German, and that's what I was telling, that my students make fun that, oh, what example? But that is a true example if you see. 1 minute. Okay. So that is how the language has to be. So music has its own way of speaking, likewise German, Hindi, Marathi, right? So if, for example, you're saying in Spanish, we learn all here that we are saying, like when we say hi, they always have a greeting style of saying hola. Now, instead of hola, I always tell them, are you going to go and talk to a Spanish person and say Coca-Cola? No, it is going to be like, what? This is not the word at all. Coca-Cola is a drink, right? So you're not going to say it like that. You need to have that specification of that particular language. So you're going to say Ola. Likewise, why don't you say Gananama Ganapati Ganesh? Why do you say Gananama Ganapati Ganesh? Why there is like that? So the languages bring in a lot of vibrations and a lot of positivity. So likewise, music has its own language, and I feel that you have to be fair to everyone, right? So this was one of the thing which I felt that, and I'm very, very particular about the recitations and the pronunciation when it comes to my students. They are hearing right now, I think, and I feel that I hope that they will get more and more better with this thing, because now it is officially live that they might be, wanting to improve it more and more. And then I would like to tell you that with the yeah, as I said, that it is you bring in the tonal modulation through the Padhant you're doing, right? It's like in Kathak we also have Gat Bhav. Now Gat Bhav means what? Gat Bhav means you're doing one man army show. So one person is showing, just take a basic situation of Radha and Krishna. So you're doing Radha also, you're showing Krishna also, you're showing the tree also, and you're showing the bird also. So you are doing all the characters. It is not that your friend is coming, your other student is coming and dancing on that Gadbha. You are doing all by yourself. Likewise, the composition when you recite, it's a one-man army show. You have to try and give all the characters, build all the characters you want to, what you have felt through that composition. It cannot be just okay, I'll just जैसे मैंने बताया पहले भी कि धागे ते कत घिन तड़ा नदा दिन कत्ती टी धा. It's the same. And if you bring in धागे ते कत घिन तड़ा नदा दिन कत्ती टी धा घिन धा कीट धा, right? So this is okay. So this is one of the concept I wanted to tell you all. And then how do you get little more precision on the recitations you're doing? Like some compositions are extremely hard to recite. Like I just recited a long time back. Not long time, just in 2-3 weeks before, or Parmelu. Now Parmelu is a Paramamilana of all the sounds. Again, the sound is an important part. All the sounds, like the gungru sounds, the sound of birds, nature, the sounds of instruments we have, dholak, nagada, all the instruments we have. It's a combination, and that's the ultimate union. And that's why it is said that Parama Milana, that is Paramelu. So, naggi tharri kukku taka janak janak kukuta jajikit dilang dumakita takada. You have to breathe in such a way so that you are able to pull out that particular line in a particular way. Otherwise, naggi tharri janaka janaka kukuta jajikit dilang dumakita. Nobody is understanding what is happening. Right now, before you start, जैसे मुझे हमेशा लगता है अतुल जी is here, harmonium player, right? So harmonium में जैसे आप वो भाता जो होता है उसको लेते हैं and then you play the swords, right? Same thing, our body, this lung portion is like bhata, and you have to get the air inside, breathe, and in that particular breath you have to try and recite particular lines. I'm not saying that you will not breathe. You have to breathe, but there has to be a particular point where you're breathing. Not everywhere you can breathe. That's the best challenge for a Kathak dancer. So when you're on the stage, you're already dancing, you're completely exhausted. कभी-कभी तो हम शुरुआत में ही उठान करते तो उठान इतनी जोरदार होती है कि वो उठान में ही आदमी थक जाता है. And plus the invocation is also done. So कभी-कभी माहौल ऐसा होता है that you cannot even start reciting. I have felt that thing that in particular performances, I came on the stage with the utthana and I was like out of my breath. I don't know what happened, but I was just out of my breath. But you need to keep going, right? The show must go on. So that's where maybe you can stop for 2 avartans or something, and then you breathe. And then naggi tharri kukku taka taka janaka janaka kukuta jijikit dilang dumakita takada jijikit dilang. Now after jijikit dilang, there was a space which I tried to breathe in and which was good enough for me. But this will not come while you're just जैसे छोटे बच्चे तो जब सीखते हैं, it is just small compositions they are learning. But there also I introduce them to that particular thing, that you cannot stop in between just because you have lost your breath. Try to say it in one breath. This is such a small composition. Tik da dik dik 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 thai tik da dik dik thai tik da dik dik thai. Why do you need to breathe there also? Tik da dik dik tik da dik dik tik da dik tik da dik tik da dik dik thai tik da dik dik thai. Why like that? Why can't you just take a breath first and then tik da dik dik tik da dik dik? I'm not even breathing, like taking the breath first, because now I'm used to with that particular technique. But initially when you're learning with your gurus or your teachers, you have to make sure that you learn that technique. I'm sure all the gurus must be doing and the teachers are doing this job of teaching you the Padhant. This is just my small contribution to make it more brighter with the Padhant. Right? So tik da dik dik 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 thai tik da dik dik thai tik da dik dik dha. अब तो रुकना ही है, उसके बाद सम आई है, आपको डांस करके दिखाना है. तो why do you need to breathe in that particular composition? And उसका पूरा जो essence है वो पूरा you're not conveying to the audience. The message is not conveyed. Like we type. So if we cannot type it properly, the message is misread. Ki, what is she trying to say? I did not get it. It's the same thing when you're reciting that composition, right? The expression is not conveyed. The bols are not conveyed. The tal is not conveyed. There is speed everywhere going on. Though you're just sitting in the audience, there is speed going on inside you. Heartbeats is a speed only, right? So that speed is going on. That speed tries to match with that artist who is dancing on the stage. And that's where you become one to the audience. That's my few thoughts which I was trying to tell you. I hope you're liking this and it's not boring. And another thing which I wanted to explain, that how do you get these boards? Like few exercises, if you all want. What I teach my students to do is a particular composition. Say tik da dik dik tik da. No, little complicated. Tik da dik dik is very easy. But if you say this particular this one. Now, how do you hold the breath? So as I said, you breathe and then you start with that inhaled breath. There is a breather in between. You need to understand these breathers in between. So, and plus you have to have those vibrations in between to create, it's like I feel like decorating a cake maybe. So just a cake is there and then you put some sprinkles on it. It just brings in that brightness or the more joy to the eyes of whoever is going to eat that cake. So it's the same thing when you bring it's just going bland. Just a cake is there, which you're going to eat anyways, right? Which you're going to see anyways as an audience. But if you add that, so that gives that decoration, makes it more cute and makes it more enjoyable. So जैसे तकिट धिकिट है या धातिर किट तक ये बोल है, धूमा किट तक है, कटघिंतड़ान, all these words are there which are paran pradhan bol and which have more percussion instrument, पखवाज का sound जिसमें होता है. So how do you recite? So I ask these little ones to play around with these bols. Yes, it is absolutely an important aspect of Kathak dance style and very unique. That's what my session is. That's what I thought that we should be discussing it. So just play with words, different words, right? Bol hai takita dhikita takita dhikita. So takita dhikita you're not getting. Or for example, dhagatita 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 kirdatita dhagatita gatigana nagatita. These words are there. These words are really a tongue twister at the younger age. So what do you do with that? Dhage tit. Go down in the slowest speed. Dhage tit, tage tit, dhage tit. Now with that also you can split. T, 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 t. So how do you say that t? T is a flat sound where your tongue comes in between. And t is a rolling up your tongue on the palate. And that's where you get that sound of t. So dha, ge, ti, ta, ta. So that ta needs to be more and more clearer and not ta. Dhage ti ta. No, dhage ti ta. So ti ta, ti ta. You can have this particular word and have so many umpteen number of combinations with this. Ti ta, ti ta. Titta, 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 titta. Dhita, 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 dhage titta, 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 dhage titta, dhage titta, dhage titta, dhage titta, 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 dhita, dhita. So many combinations I'm making just with that dhage titta. Like that, kidadha titta, kidadha titta, kidadha, kidadha, kidadha titta, dhage titta. Go back to the original words again. So if you can play around with these words, you need to become friends, right? How can you just start getting the balls overnight when you're not even friends? It's the same when we, as I said, I always tell my students, because here it is very, very difficult to teach all these students, all these kids who are born and brought up here, to get that diction and the pronunciation. It is extremely hard. So I try to always relate the daily routines or the उनका जो भी वो regular करते हैं, उससे उनको examples देके it makes it so easier for them and they pick up like this. So I tell them that if you're meeting, you go to the school for the first day and you feel that you want to be friends with this particular boy or a girl, how do you make friends? Are you just going to go and hug? No, you cannot do that. You have to say hi, hello, where are you from? What's your name? Oh, I live here only. Oh, we can exchange numbers. This is how the conversation starts, right? Same thing you have to do with the compositions, I feel. You have to make friends, you have to be friends with them. So you have to choose the words and just try playing with them and get used to, your tongue has to be very, very, usko aadat honi chahiye. टंग को कि कैसे बोलना है आपको. Then you're slightly like पहला conversation हुआ. Then the second step is just you recite looking at the book. Once you are familiar with all these words, you look at the book and you start reciting that entire composition about 100 times. अब 100 times तो करते नहीं है बच्चे, उसमें से 10 बार भी करे तो बहुत हो गया मेरे लिए. तो they will say धागे तीट ta, very slowly you have to recite. You cannot just say because they call me Pallavi Tai, so they will say that because Pallavi Tai started reciting in a very fast speed, that's how she has told us that you need to get it in that speed. So I said, no, you don't have to go at that. That is the final step I'm showing you, just to give you an idea. You have to go down to the roots and you have to learn how to recite. So just look in the book and keep reciting. No tal, nothing. You just look in the book and recite dhage teet, kidadha teet, dhage teet. Don't worry about the tonal modulations, anything. Just get the pronunciation right. This is your second step. So you're probably 10 times, 20 times you're reading, looking in the book. Automatically it is registered in your mind and you start reciting without looking also. So third time you close the book and now take the tali and you recite dha, dhage tita, tage tita. You can further slow down. You don't even need to get this speed. Dhage tita, tage tita, dhage tita, tage. Again, no tonal modulations at this point. You, after this third step is done, you go on to the the third step which I mentioned, you're not going with the tali, you're just reciting it, but in a particular rhythmic format, that dhage teeta, tage teeta, kedadha, or you can just keep repeating the lines again and again without having any particular this thing, ki isi taal mein bolna. Fourth one will be where you start reciting on the tali. Again, as I said, you can have two parts in this also. You can just keep reciting dhage teeta, tage teeta, kidadha teeta, dhage teeta. You can keep doing this. Or you can just recite the composition which is actually there. Dhage tita, tage tita, kidadha tita, dhage tita, and keep going on and say the composition. Each composition may be around 15-20 times, or how much ever you can. Number is not important. How you are getting the pronunciation is more important. Sometimes some compositions you get in just 1 or 2 minutes, but sometimes some composition take longer time. So it all depends on how much you're putting the concentration and how you want to say that composition. And the final step will be where you actually recite on the ta. Like da din din da din din da tin tin ta tin din da get it ta get it da get it ta get it kid da it ta get it da di kana na get it kid da it da kid da it da kid da it da. So this is just the basic paran which I teach my students in the class. So when they will start getting these pronunciations right, they will be able to put some feelings into it, and then they will start analyzing that, okay, this is how a composition can be, turned up and down. This is the final step, and that's how each composition needs to be worked like that. And once you start getting the hold of it, then probably you don't need to do all these 5 steps. Just 4 and 5 you can do, or 3, 4, 5 you can do. You don't have to really go down to 1 and 2 where you actually split the bowls and the t, the, ye karne ki zarurat nahi padegi. So these are some tricks you can use while any recitation is done, and you can. I am 100% sure that your recitations, your padhant, will be improved a lot, and it will be just fantastic when you're reciting, and people will understand that what you exactly are trying to portray there. Likewise with any Ganesh Paran, Kali Paran, Shivatandav Paran, anything you're dancing, try to bring in that force and try to create that resonance through your. That's why we say, chanting mantras is so powerful, because those mantras, when we chant, create the vibrations around you, which make you feel good. That's the complete essence of even the Padhant aspect of Kathak dance style, and which I feel that it should not be looked like very ignored, and just mujhe to aa raha hai Padhant karni. Are you able to do it really with that? And also the taal and lay ka jo chand, उस छंद को आप पकड़ के रहते हो कि नहीं, टिकदा टिक टिक टिकदा टिक टिक टिकदा टिक टिक टिकदा टिक टिक, नहीं, ये ताल और लय में जा भी नहीं रहा है. You have to understand the units in between, how they are going. So tikda tik tik tikda tik tak kita tak kita tak kita tak kita. It's a tishra jati going on here. Tikda tik tik tikda tik tik is chatashra. You are moving on and you are coming back. So you need to understand takita 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 takita. I am saying takita only, but am I going with the tal and lay? Takita 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 takita. No, I am not going with tal and lay. This is exactly those units which you have created. The words are fitting in, stretched in such a way that they are looking like a garland, tied up one to each other. So that's how any composition has to be. You have to completely look at all the aspects about that composition and not just get a particular thing. मतलब हर चीज को I feel कि 5 categories होती है, and you need to get all 5 categories, then you are correct. If you just get 2 or 3, जैसे एग्जाम में होता है, right, we get only 4 points or 5 points out of 10, but if you want those 10 points, you need to mention all the points which are supposed to be there in the exam. उसके लिए study करना पड़ेगा. So this is the same rule everywhere, and I hope you all have enjoyed this my session of Padhant कि ये करना है करके, and it gives you more strength to recite. Make sure you breathe and then recite the composition, and that will create magic on stage. So yes, let me go ahead. If you have any questions, please let me know. We have just, I think, 5-7 minutes more, and we can discuss about any questions you have. Yes, Sanjana. Yeah, thank you. Makes it easier to understand these important and deep points. Wonderful session. Thank you. Suman, These tricks, I will surely. Yes, sure. Practice, please, and let me know your any composition. Maybe you can just post it on my YouTube channel or on Facebook or Insta, and just I can correct you or just guide you there also. It's not because I just love teaching and dancing, so it's just part of me, inseparable part of me. Yes, yes, Maitreyi, that's good. I'm happy I helped you. Yes, thank you, thank you. Yes, Ajay, what is your question? Suppose while saying a bowl, sometimes you get a tongue slip. If this happens on stage, how will you manage it? Nothing. You have to restart that composition or let it go. If it is a mild mistake, like not mild, just a small mistake where it can be ignored, you can just let it go. But बहुत बड़ी mistake हुई है, especially with the big words pronunciation. धातरी तक की जगह दाई की हुआ तो गलत ही है वो, एंड इट वोंट बी व्हाट लाइक मैं बोलती हूँ कि अभी तो बहुत लीनियंट हो गया है जमाना, एंड वी आर वेरी वेरी लिबरल एंड वी जस्ट टेक इट, ओह वाओ अमेजिंग, जस्ट बट अगर मैं थोड़ी ओल्ड स्कूल से भी कभी कभी बात करती हूँ, एंड आई एम लाइक नो दिस इज नॉट ऑलमोस्ट देयर, यू हैव टू गेट दिस और दैट. You cannot be, oh, I almost got that word. That almost word just ticks me off. So if it is not a very big mistake कि थई नहीं आया बोलने के लिए या कुछ गड़बड़ हो गई वहां पर, तो it should be fine. But it depends that what mistake you have done on stage. And if you feel that it was not right, आप बिल्कुल बोल सकते हो. We are human beings. We can make mistakes. Of course, कोई perfect नहीं है यहाँ. इतना भी बड़ा मास्ट्रो होने दो, वो गड़बड़ अगर करता है तो यू कैन ऑलवेज गो बैक एंड से आई वुड लाइक टू रिसाइट इट one more time, that's all, and you recite it again. Any I hope Ajay I solved your question. So life, yes, my pleasure. Any particular practice for the Padhant of गिनती की तिहाई? गिनती की तिहाई, it's fun. So it depends what ginti you're showing, ascending, descending, or just combinations. And I think Padhant is same for everything. So ek do teen, char, paach, will not give you that feel. If you want to create any gimmick or any particular feeling, ek do teen, cha, paach, cha, paach, you have to give that impact of the pronunciations, right? You cannot just be ek do teen, taal bhi nahi aa rahi hai, na uska impact aa raha hai. So might as well you bring in and try to write down all the notations. That is the most important thing. If you can write it down, you can just make sure that you write each and every, उसको लघु बोलते हैं, उसका हर एक लघु मतलब हर एक पार्ट का पार्ट, सब पार्ट लिखना है तुम्हें. ई है, आ है, थुंग, तो थुंग इज नॉट THUNG खाली, THUNSSG. SS is that pause in between. So you need to write that also, otherwise you will not get it properly. फिर आपका तक थुंगा ऐसे होगा, तक थुंग दिल्लांग, ऐसे आने के लिए you have to understand that smallest unit of that word also, right? I hope Reena, I have answered your question. Sometimes you miss a beat while performing, then you stay still. I miss a beat, you mean to say? Yes, Ajay, I'm happy. Sometimes I'm not able to understand this question. Sometimes you miss a beat while performing, then you stay still. That's what I think Ajay was asking, and I think I answered that. Oh, you miss a beat. Yeah, so it's fine. You can go back. And that, but I would say it should not happen often on the stage, that you're just keep messing up, you're messing up and messing up for each and every composition. Sometimes once in a blue moon, it's fine. For that, you have to practice in such a way that you do not miss a smallest part also. And of course accidents happen on stage. I'm not saying that accidents don't happen, but you have to be prepared, and you should be able to manage it on the stage, on the spot, that okay, I missed this, how do I catch up on this? Even I do a lot of mistakes when I'm dancing, but I just catch up in such a way that nobody understands that I have made a mistake. That's the skill of an artist. You are in that character and you need to be like that. Yes, okay. So I hope yeah, no problem. My pleasure. Any other questions for me for today's session? I hope you all enjoyed this, and I'm hoping to come live for Tuesday Kathak tasks every 4th of the month. That is my 4th Tuesday Kathak task. But I have not finalized yet. So let me just see everything, because it needs a lot of time. And Tuesday Kathak task, because this is like an hour session. And I can keep going on because I love talking also. But I have to just make sure about everything. So yes, Radha and Gauri, you're welcome. I hope this helped you guys and you will improve more and more. These two are my very good dancers, I would say. They learn vocal also, and they are really good. So I'm happy. Yeah, sure. I will make more of these sessions. Yes, Radha and Gauri, I will do one session for you guys also about emoting expressions while dancing, right? Please upload more videos on Padhant. Okay, so like, yes, there is no limit to teach about. Because I feel Kathak or any classical art form is like ocean, and you keep thinking that that's the horizon, and you can keep going, and again you feel, अरे पहुंचे ही नहीं अभी तक, तो क्षितिज आया ही नहीं है, हम तो ऐसे ही एवे ही ओएसिस के जैसे पानी है करके जाते हैं. So lot of things can be discussed and can be done on these sessions. Let me see how I can get to all these things. And I'm happy you guys are wanting me to come again and again, and was not boring. So yes, Maitreyi, yes, good session, right? I'm happy you were able to come in. Yeah. So, okay, guys, I think no more questions for me. And we are all good. So this was my Tuesday Kathak task. I would encourage everyone now to get onto their own compositions from where they have learned from all their gurus, respected gurus, and try and recite those compositions the way I'm telling you the tricks. Or of course your gurus must have told you that क्या करना है recitations का, पढ़ंत का, but आप कोशिश करिए सारे लोग, and मुझे बताना, please let me know your feedback in the comments कि I tried a particular Paran composition for like 15 days or a week or 4 days or 2 days, and I just got them very nicely. And please recite and post it on my YouTube channel so we can have an interactive session, and I will also be understanding that okay, मेरा message पहुंच रहा है आप तक, right? And those who have not subscribed to my channel, please do it, and please encourage all your other friends and Kathak lovers, Kathak students, Kathak artists to subscribe to my channel, because I love dancing and I love sharing that joy with everyone. And another important tip, stay safe, stay home, and stay healthy. Okay, so signing off, and I'll catch you guys later. Thank you so much.